Hello and good evening, everyone. How are you people doing? And how are you staying or defending yourself or managing the situation we find ourselves in Nigeria? All right, in this video, I want to talk about this trending issue. Imo State is trending. Imo State is trending because of a lot of things that are not normal that are going on in Imo State. Now, recently, I heard the news about the IDP camp that they are setting up in Imo State, and they want to bring people all the way from the northern part of the country down there to Imo State. First of all, I want to say that despite we are still in the contraption called Nigeria, despite that the people who were chased out from their ancestral homes, and forced them into IDPs, is not their fault. It is because of the system of Nigeria. It's because of the politicians. It's because of Buhari importing terrorists into Nigeria to chase his people out. But I still want to say that these people are the people we don't know. You see, these people coming to Imo State, don't believe that these people are homeless. Where are they coming from? Where is their ancestral homes? Or are they trying to bring people from the Sahel to Imo State? You know why I'm saying this? If you say I've not talked much about the issue of this IDP camp in Imo State, because I'm trying to do some research and some verification. I am aware that Nigeria don't have a good record system. We don't have database to determine who these people are, where they are coming from. But I have an intel that these people they are bringing to Imo State from the north, and they are not going to bring them once, like 5 consecutive times they are going to do that. These people are not Nigerians. Most of them are not Nigerians. Most of them are people who came into the country through this porous border, and they feel that the Southeast is a safe place for them. And this is not right. Now, this information I have might be wrong, right? And if this information is wrong, now tell me, what happens to Abuja, Jos, all these areas? The North have very vast land. What happens? Why can't you leave these people in the northern part of the country? Why bringing them down to the southeast, Imo State, to be precise? Why Imo State? And this has to do with everything people have been saying about Imo State, the reason why they brought Hope Uzodinma, he forced them from number 4 to number 1 as the Supreme Court governor, that he had agreement with the powers that be, and so on and so forth. Why would Hope Uzodinma do something like that? Imo State is one of the most insecure state in the southeast. Every day, gone, wounded. You are just trying to bring people to the IDP camp and put their lives in danger. You know your people won't accept that. No, the people of the southeast won't accept that. It is normal. We all know that is the truth. They won't accept that. So bringing IDP camps into Imo State is like putting the lives of those people in danger. And I think the people should resist it. I'm not in support of it, and no one should be in support of it. They should have a place for them in the Federal Capital Territory. They should have a place for them in Kaduna. In other part of the north, south is too far. Bringing people away from the north to the south to do what? It's not fair. It's not fair. I think the government should learn and understand that the people don't want this. That is number 1. Then number 2, in many of my videos, I always bring proofs to you how the government imported, APC government to say, how they imported terrorists from outside the country into Nigeria to make sure they remove Goodluck Jonathan. And this revelation was made known to us by the senator serving from Aba North, Senator Yinai Abaribe. Now, he said this in Arise News. And not only that, the PDP then chairman, national chairman of PDP, during that time of Goodluck Jonathan, still repeat the same statement. Now, my question to you people, those who wear their thinking cap, if these people have the capacity to bring terrorists into the country from other countries from the Sahel, what makes you think that it's not terrorists they are importing to Imo State? What makes you think it's not suicide bombers they are importing to Imo State? I want you to share this and let people understand that what is about to happen in Imo State should be resisted. Now, these people have used different strategy that people have resisted. Do you remember about Ruga settlement that Buhari fought for and he failed after importing these terrorists into the country? Yeah, he failed. Now, after failing about Ruga settlement, Buhari through Femi Adesina, who is the SA on media, his spokesperson said that if we want to be alive, that we should surrender our land, ancestral land to the terrorists. I won't forget all these things so soon. I'm not a coward. And this time around, they want to use, in the name of IDP camp, to bring all these things into the country. I think the people should resist it. It should not happen. We don't have a place for IDP camp, and nobody should ever and ever talk about the issue of IDP camp. Nobody should go in for it. There is no place for IDP camp. And I think from tomorrow onwards, being the 3rd Wednesday of October, okay, that is 2nd of October, everybody in Imo State should make sure, they made a statement about this. Resist this settlement. It's not the settlement of people who are homeless, because we have homes right from the north to the south before they get to Imo State. So the government have not been able to prove to us that the agenda is genuine. Nigeria is ravaged already with insecurity. What is the essence of bringing more insecurity? See, you people are in trouble. These people don't care. As far as they eat, their people eat, they don't care about what happens to you. You can see the rate of insecurity from across the country, from the north to the south, east to west. They don't care. As far as it's not happening to them, your people are not important. Resist this.
In trying to remove Jonathan, there were stateless persons that were from the Sahel region that were imported into Nigeria, and a former chairman of PDP made that statement. I'm not the person that made it.
But that importation is a fact, is it?
That importation is a fact. What has happened in Nigeria is that most of the time when something comes up today, we never sit back and say, how did we get to this point? We got to this point by virtue of the fact of the effort to remove President Jonathan. There had always been this herder-farmer clash, but it never got to this point where whole communities were exterminated so that some people will be roaming freely within their land, which is what happens in Plateau and in Benue State.
I think Benue is the worst hit.
Precisely. Yeah. And you know why? Because most of the banks of the Benue is lush because it's watered by the Benue River. And so these people came and they want. And who are these people? And that's a question that we have not dealt with. The bill first said that we have to confine these people to the ranches within their states of origin. And somebody woke up and said, no, every Nigerian has a right to go around. There's no such thing like a state of origin. Why will anybody make that statement? Reason is that in trying to remove Jonathan, there were stateless persons that were from the Sahel region that were imported into Nigeria, and a former chairman of PDP made that statement. I'm not the person that made it.
But that importation is a fact, is it?
That importation is a fact. If you ask any Nigerian Fulani, he will tell you that there's something called the Bororo Fulani. And that Bororo Fulani are these imported ones. They don't own land. Therefore, what they want to do is to settle in Nigeria. They were given free passage, let me just say it, by the Buhari regime. And we were shouting at that time, don't bring people into Nigeria who are not Nigerians. They won't have sympathy. They won't know what has happened. All they want to do is displace you, take over your place, and roam freely within that place.
But there were cattle herders as well.
They were, but the Nigerian cattle herders were not carrying AK-47 rifles and other.
So these guys brought their guns with them.
So these guys brought their guns with them. First thing they did was to start to rustle the cattle belonging to Nigerians. And so a Nigerian herder who loses his cattle, has nowhere else to go, he becomes part of them. Because they is given, okay, you either join us or you got nothing. And some of them, of course, joined. And so we have this complicated problem. And this complicated problem is what we want to solve by saying, can we confine you to a particular place? If you have, okay, what you want to do is to move your cattle from where there is grass to another place where there is grass, and you can roam around with them. And I also pointed out on the floor of the Senate that Governor Ganduje at a particular time said, my state, Kano, has more than enough land for all the herders in Nigeria to go around with it.